look on the water. Fire in the sky.
Isn't it Riders in the Sky?
Is it? I thought it was Fire in the
No.
I'm thinking of the movie Fire in the Sky.
What's up, everybody? It's the Hardy Construction. That was a movie about four guys hiding that they had a huge gay orgy.
That
Anyway,
one is a good movie to review.
it's the Hardy Construction. You can find us at hardyconstruction.tumblr.com, youtube.com/Hardy Construction, as well as facebook.com/The Hardy Construction, as well as you can check out horrorharbor.tumblr.com with your host Alex,
Sidney Crawford,
and
Thea.
today's film is VHS 2. Sorry, go ahead, say it, Danny.
I'm supposed to say
Go ahead,
it.
say it. I didn't know if you forgot or not. Go ahead.
VHS
We're breaking rules.
2.
VHS 2.
It's too late.
It's too late. Save yourself. VHS. Does anybody have the IMDb page on? Because I'm fucked up.
Or S-VHS.
VHS 2 is an anthology film because I'm picking it up as I go. Google, help me, please.
I got ya. It features a series of found footage shorts. It is the sequel to the film VHS. The film was rushed into production in late... I'm not going to read all that.
Okay, here we go. Searching for a missing student, two private investigators break into a house and find a collection of VHS tapes. Viewing the horrific contents of each cassette, they realize there may be dark motives behind the students. Bullshit! Who wrote this shit? Get the fuck out of here. Anyway,
It's an anthology
so
film,
full of crap.
and the frame narrative is very loose.
it's directed.
You know what I like? I like that there's
Cock.
not fucking 400 bros having a sausage party throughout the whole movie.
It's
There's
direct.
no bros. There's no bros in this movie.
Already, it's a step up from the original bros running around, creating chaos, which was a wraparound film in the first film. Anyway, so it has 5 directors, right? Or maybe it was 7 directors. I think it's 7 directors actually, because some of the
there's like a couple teens, right?
a couple of teens. Oh boy! So.
7.
Ooh.
Let's talk about the segment Tape 49, which is the wraparound film of VHS 2. Originally, the VHS 2 was supposed to be called SVHS, but I guess maybe they thought they couldn't
I already
market it.
said that, Alex.
No, you didn't. You
idiot.
serious? I'm glad when I don't listen to you.
that.
Okay, so let's talk about Tape 49. Can you guys set it up for me?
Who wants to set it up?
Yeah.
Danny? Oh, I'm sorry.
Fucking.
Go ahead,
Sidney
Danny.
Crawford or...
Sorry, go ahead, Sydney.
Oh, thank you.
Why do you do
well,
this, Thea? You know what he's gonna do. Go ahead, Danny.
There's
Yeah,
a guy that looks like the guy from Dexter who gets killed
Oh yeah,
on
you're
the boat.
right.
Is it him?
Let me check. Tape 49.
It doesn't matter. I'll keep talking. You check. It
Yeah.
looks like the
I
guy
hated
from
that
Dexter.
fucking
He's like a
character.
dork, and he's some kind of cop or journalist or something.
No, I think it
don't
was a
know.
PI. I think it was a PI.
Oh, okay. And he's with... Oh, yeah, I could read the thing. Well, whatever. I'll
He
try
was
to do
with
it
some
my
little
own.
cutie patootie.
So he's with this girl, and she's kind of cute. She's pretty
That's
cute.
one of those
She's kinda
girls, huh?
She's kind of cute. She reminded me of, like, one of those, like, redhead journalists. There's a thing with journalists
Journa?
being redheads. In the Mask movie, in Battlestar... No.
The Mask?
No,
You mean the one with
Battlestar
Cher, where the
Galactica.
guy has their face?
No, what am I
Oh.
thinking of? Oh, in Hannibal,
What are you
the
talking
redhead.
about?
In Harry Potter, Rita Skeeter. Isn't she a redhead? Am I wrong about that?
Oh, Hannibal, the TV
She's
show,
blonde.
right?
Well, I think she's
Is she-
blonde in the movies.
You know what? I'm furious
talking about?
that.
Who's blonde in the movies?
We don't
Rita
care. You
Skeeter
don't
in
care
Harry
that
Potter. Don't worry about it.
Rita Skeeter. She skeet. Yeah, you know
But it's
skeeting.
Miranda Richardson. I don't
Skeeting
care.
means jizzing. Okay, go ahead, guys.
The girl from The Mask is used to be John Ritter's wife and was
Yeah,
his
she's
wife in
hot,
Problem
man.
Okay,
Child.
did you do a synopsis of the frame narrative?
Go ahead,
Oh, I
Danny.
don't
What's
think
this
I
movie
did.
about? Thea's.
Whatever. They go in this house.
Now we know what kind of drunk Thea is.
They're gonna
Oh,
look
boy.
at some videos, and I don't really get what their purpose.
They're looking
is.
for this missing kid.
They're looking up. They're checking up on this kid, this university student that has escaped the grasp of his parents
The rap.
because they want him to be checked up on, and he's in this random house.
It starts out with this guy who has about 50 cameras on him. He's very.
How did you get that, Thea? Did it actually say it?
What?
That what you just explained?
I think she's.
Or did you read it?
She's smart. Remember. So remember,
That is true.
I'm making it up.
it starts out with this camera POV of this guy following this man and a married man having sex with this woman who has horrifically plastic breasts, and they have sex out in the open, and then you can see him doing stuff. And then the guy, he gets found out. He sees Wiener, It's, I guess, fun for people to watch. And the guy gets to his car. He gets his car damaged, and he's basically blackmailing the guy to that's of no consequence to the story. But anyway, he brings his cutie pie friend. Is it his girlfriend? Right?
I think it's his girlfriend.
I thought she was his partner.
I think he says like baby later on, so I assume.
What a fucking idiot that character is. So he brings the girl with him on this case where they're looking for this boy who ran away from home. I assume, and the mother was trying to. I don't know. The fucking guy looks about 35, and he's running home. He runs out, and I guess they figured out he was in this abandoned house. Mm-hmm. And they go in there and they find a couple of TV sets that have. It's basically a setup of the first one, and everybody goes into a room and you just play tapes. Honestly,
is it the same house?
They only play old episodes of Looney Tunes.
Very good. So I don't think it's a setup of the same house. So the same house had a whole basement and everything else. This was just kind of you only saw like about 3 rooms in this house.
Yeah.
And but I gotta say it's handled a lot better. Although there was probably more chances of scares in the first one.
Well, because it's not like 5 obnoxious bros.
Yeah, the bros. They got rid of the bros, so thankfully they got rid of those fucking idiots.
I bet that was their number one complaint. It's like, what would you like to see changed in the sequel of VHS? And everybody's
get
like,
the fucking bros out of here. But yeah, this one they kind of just went straight to the point. They didn't spend an hour bullshitting around, breaking windows and sharking girls by lifting up their shirts, stuff like that.
Oh yeah, it was like within 5 minutes.
Well, they did show some boobies in the beginning, so I guess they got their a mountain of boobies. And
boobies in the sky.
While this guy while this guy is checking around in the house, the girl sits down and starts putting in VHS tapes. And which leads us to our first film, which was called
Phase 1 Clinical Trials.
What was that about? I saw the movie today and I already forgot what the fuck it was about.
It was the Eye one.
Oh yes.
The Eye.
So this guy
directed by Adam Wingard and starring Adam Wingard.
That was Adam Wingard. Oh,
the guy.
Adam Wingard. Were those the guys? One of the guys from ABCs of Death.
I'm gonna give you.
Is that the one where
a director?
Is that the one where they killed?
You know what he did?
Yeah.
Adam Wingard did Tape 56, which was the wraparound of the first VHS.
Oh.
Yeah. And he also did Q is for Quack.
That's right. That's where I remember him.
Which is the one he was also starring in.
That was the meta one, right?
He's an obnoxious hipster asshole with no talent.
He's basically...
And he's also the director of You're Next.
So, You're Next I hear is good, so...
So it might be the first good thing I've seen from him.
Quack was a little cute.
Maybe he might be. He's probably. I think you see him in the trailer too. I think he gets hit with an arrow in the trailer and dies. But I think he's basically doing real work for him. REEL, like so he can be an actor and stuff. So he doesn't have to direct.
He's a pretty bad actor in some parts.
It's pretty bad. I do like his. So anyway, he's this guy who got into it.
But then you don't have to pay somebody, right?
He's this guy who gets into a car accident. They don't. That gets revealed later, and he gets some sort of test eye put in. To fix his eye, I guess. Why they wouldn't do it to people that are blind? Who knows? So it's a pretty cool effect. He looks like a superhero. He has like this one digital eye. It's all like
does look
color
cool.
different. That's pretty neat. And while they're telling him, "Oh, we're recording everything you're doing," he goes, "Ooh, can I get private time? I guess to jack off or take a shit." And they're like, "No, we're recording everything." So as he's leaving, I swear to God, when I first saw this girl that comes in, I was like, "Holy fuck, I'm in love with whoever that girl is." I literally was like, "I want to hit the rewind button." Just so I can see her face. She was so.
It's alright. You don't have to.
You get to see a lot more in her face.
Yeah, that's true. She had those nice, like I like to say, she had those nice indie titties.
I wasn't sure what you were gonna say with that.
Just indie titties.
She had those nice.
You know those. You know the indie titties. Indie titties when they're not too big, not too small. They're nice, and you can be like.
What is the word?
Indie, like indie movie, INDIE, like indie titties, and you just
call them indie titties?
Yeah, you can just like indie film.
I think you just came up with a new
good
catchphrase.
And you can sit
indie titties.
You can sit with her and hold her like next to candles and listen to Tegan and Sarah. It would be so fun. What's that girl's name? She's so cute. Samantha Gracie. It's her first film, and we know why. Oofa, is she a bad actor? But she is so fucking adorable that I didn't give a fuck.
He's not that bad. He's really bad on points. No, not so bad on other points.
They're pretty bad, both of them. But anyway, so she sees him and she gives him this look, like, fleeting look, and he walks away. And I was like, please God, put her in the film for the rest of the movie. I was that smitten. Like the girl in the first film with the aliens putting shit in her spine or whatever the fuck that was. Yeah. This is her for me. I was like, holy fuck, she's so cute. Yes, I'm a loser. So anyway, he leaves. He goes home, and he gets haunted. He's in his house. Well, you guys want to set up how that works out? Because
spooky things under his bed, shapes and such.
Oh god.
it was
Fairly typical ghost appearances in
shitty
his
ghosts,
house.
right? These
They're
are
like
some.
They're like
like-
zombie ghosts.
Cute, bloody dude and creepy kid.
Oh, did you hear
That's,
that,
like,
Danny? She
basically
almost said a
any ghost.
racist word about Jewish
Yeah,
people.
yeah, it was
Oh
pretty.
my god! Did you hear that?
It was very stereotypical.
It was, but I mean, the ghosts weren't scary at all. They were kind of shitty looking. The part that I think I jumped was when he looked in the mirror really quick. I was like, oh, and then I was like, oh yeah, wait a minute.
I actually think
it's Adam.
it starts to get cooler towards the end. But like at first,
Was
it's
the
just
end
like,
after the credits,
dude,
or
like, oh, here's Mr. Wilson dressed as a zombie. Here's
it was
this-
Belvedere? So he gets haunted and he sleeps in his bathtub. I'd figure if I saw fucking ghosts of a child and a man, I'd run out the building first
I'd
off.
probably leave my house.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what
I
I mean?
never get it in these movies.
And there are
I
people
would
that are
fucking- I would move to a different state.
there's people monitoring this, so won't they be like, what the fuck did we just see?
Well,
And
then
But this
they're
is
not
what it is.
monitoring it live.
are they
right?
not?
This
Oh.
is my theory. It reminds me of Firestarter. Have you guys ever seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's like an experiment. They probably are like some kind of paranormal experiment thing that like purposefully are using guinea pigs for this without telling them.
That could be interesting.
Well,
I
they know
like
what
that.
already happens because the girl went there for the
Yeah,
whatever.
so the girl returns. What was her name in the movie?
I've
They
no
don't even
idea.
have a
Why you
name of
can't
her.
trust
Who cares?
technology.
She comes.
to make
That's
the
true.
seed
She comes
dead.
to the apartment, and her name. She has a Did she say cochlear or cochlear implant, which is the ear?
I don't know how to say it. Cochlear implant. I think?
Yeah, I think it's cochlear, but she said cochlear, so she had
Yeah.
she like leered at.
Nobody
coke.
wanted to correct her, so they just.
Yeah,
let
I
it
wouldn't. I'd be
slide.
like, yeah, whatever you say, honey. So she comes over to the house and she's telling him how I guess she started having funny things going on where she could hear people talk like ghosts. And then she starts, telling him in really bad acting about what's going on. It was really bad.
They should have combined their
I felt
powers.
so bad.
I was so just like, okay, whatever you say is fine, that I just didn't even notice the bad acting.
Like he would plug his ears and she would open her eyes, or he would open his eyes and that's it. They would just hold each other's hands.
It's like Patrick Swayze is the one that makes these products.
From Beyond, and
Right.
Yes, from
Ghost.
beyond the grave.
So she's over there and she's telling him all this bullshit. Nobody's listening. You just want to get to the ghost part, but she's so adorable. She's so cutie. And then
yeah, these nice indie titties.
and then this big fat indie titties, yum yum yum. You know what I mean? You could go get some artichoke pizza from Manhattan and sit and watch
That's my new favorite
Donnie
thing.
Darko. And
Artichoke-
then
Indie titties are my new favorite thing.
indie
Oh,
titties.
okay.
And
I
she
thought artichoke pizza. Maybe.
so she's over there, and then the guy sees a ghost of this big fat guy in his underwear, like out the door, and she says that was her uncle, and I guess they lead to like molestation references to her. And can you imagine that guy was so obsessed with it? Never mind. So she decides to spook the ghost off. She'll take her shirt off and show her indie titties, and have sex with him,
and
and
then
that
fuck.
wards off the ghosts.
But this is the thing. So she can't see them. She could only hear them. He could both see and hear them.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
Hey, they fucked up. Nice job, Adam Winger.
And also, there is a Are You Afraid of the Dark episode with magical glasses that make people see just this.
Did a girl fuck the guy in the episode? I think it was pretty racist
Oh, yeah,
for a teenage
yeah.
series.
And then,
Take your pants
what's the guy from that slime show? And What Would You Do?
Bukkake Central.
What?
Dan, no, not Dan.
Gak or something? What the fuck?
No,
is
he's the host of that What Would You Do show. And
No,
like
Double Dare?
Yeah, Double Dare, yeah.
Oh, Mark something. You know he had OCD, right?
Yeah,
He hated it when people
that guy
touched him.
comes on and starts like
Mark Summers?
taking her from the rear. And then
He used to
comes
be
out
Ronald-
and
Fuck.
He used to be
comes out
Ronald
being
McDonald.
slime, and all
Thea-
these little kids run and get splashed by it.
Thea has absolutely no idea what the fuck we're talking about. But
That's
anyway,
so
so yeah, they have sex, and then it all leads. it leads to her getting drowned. It's so funny because he's trying to save her and she gets sucked into the pool by these ghosts.
He's terrible at saving her.
He's just a terrible person in general, and then he tries to save her, then he just leaves the pool. She's there at the bottom of the pool. He didn't even try to fucking take her out and give her CPR or nothing. The bitch's eyes are open in the pool, and he just leaves the pool. Like, oh man, this is awful.
But if there were fucking monsters all around me, and I saw a girl get dragged by nothing, I would probably just let her die and run too if she seemed dead already. I'm not gonna sit there and do CPR for 10 minutes as ghosts are trying to kill me.
She was pretty hot. You wouldn't do it?
But she did bone him, no questions asked.
Oh, but it would be fun to pump her chest.
What?
You know, like for the CPR.
So he didn't pull her out of the pool. She's there in the bottom of the pool. She's dead. And then he runs back into the bathroom instead of running out of the fucking apartment or over the house. He goes into the house
because he has to look in the mirror.
Oh yes.
Why?
Because he wants to.
Because it's a movie.
Nobody makes smart decisions.
Couldn't he look in a car window as he's like running or something? Jesus.
That would have to be a smart thing.
Now, do you think the ghosts were in that house or they followed him?
No, they follow him.
Because obviously. Yeah,
so what the fuck do you think he did to get those ghosts there?
She did ask him, "Did you ever do anything bad?"
Right,
he says,
that's
no.
what I wanted to know.
So maybe there's something there because
yeah,
her uncle,
oh,
yeah,
a little like a body that keeps appearing in his bed, and a little girl, and an old man, like an older dude.
He was into that fucking anyway. So her uncle followed her, and he's followed by this old man and the little girl. So who knows? Maybe he hit him with a car. Who knows? But
who was in his bed?
I don't know. It was the shape of a woman, right?
Maybe he like killed somebody instead.
Could
I
be.
don't think so. He seems like too much of the wussy type to kill him.
Yeah, probably.
I think it was just shitty. That's all.
So that's how it ends, pretty much.
You can't blame Adam Wingard for everything because it actually the director-writer of the frame narrative, Simon Barrett, is the one who wrote this.
Simon Barrett.
Simon Barrett.
What's the way? Does that mean
you share the blame, sir?
What would you rate this one, guys? Quick rating, 1 through 10.
I'd give it a 4 out of 10.
Oh, that's hard.
I'll give it a 6.
Yeah, all right, I'll give it.
I'll give it a 6.
I'll give it a 5 out of 6 for that girl. She's so fucking cute and adorable.
5 out of 6.
I sound really pathetic, but this is how I am when I'm drunk.
5 out of 6 is pretty good.
Did I say 5 out of 6? I meant 5 out of 10. Sorry, guys. I was just entranced by the idea of dating a hipster girl with half a shaved head, and then we can walk the moonlight and then take the New York City rental bikes.
Hair, man.
Yeah.
All right, what about you, Thea? Oh, you said it. Everybody said
you
this?
said 6, and 5 out of 6.
Good job, guys. So then we go back. Did we already cover what happens? Nothing really important happens with the wrapper on at that point. So then we're led to the other film, which I completely forgot as well. What was the next one?
A Ride in the Park.
That was good.
It was good.
I enjoyed it. That was directed by the guys. Oh, I think one of the guys did the original Blair Witch Project. So
yes.
Those motherfuckers vanished off the face of the earth. I work
with... They've done the odd thing that I have never seen, so...
You never seen Blair Witch? I think Blair Witch...
No, I've seen Blair Witch, but I haven't seen any of the other things they've done.
Have they done a couple of films? I wasn't really...
They've done a few other things.
I remember they tried to do a movie about a guru or something. Is it the two guys from Blair Witch, or is it only one of them? Eduardo Sanchez.
One of them
the love guru.
No.
Eduardo Sanchez did Blair Witch.
Moon. Yeah, Eduardo Sanchez for sure worked on Blair Witch, which I
remember. And he actually did Lovely Molly and Altered. He had something to do with, and I've heard of both of those movies, but not seen them.
But I remember speaking to this director that I know. He said that personally, those guys were just like throwing their money away, so that's probably why they haven't really had a hit, or they were making bad investments. But whatever, this one is pretty good.
Yeah,
I think I liked it a lot. I like the premise.
I didn't think I was going to at first.
I mean, it takes the zombie premise. What we started out was with this guy who definitely he's kind of got the chubby face. So I do not believe that he's a extreme biker in any sense.
What was the point of the camera on his head?
GoPro. A lot of people do that.
GoPro, yeah.
I sit on YouTube when I have nothing to do, which is like a lot, and I'll watch people walk through a Japanese fucking like a dollar store, and it's entrancing because you're living. It's basically, I'm gonna sound like such a fucking nerd, but you're just watching footage of somewhere else in the world. I mean, do I sound that weird?
You
like
watch GoPro footage just for fun?
No, not that. No, I'm not doing that. But there's footage of people that are in Tokyo or something, or in Brazil, and they're just looking at the scenery because I'm not there right now. I can't go there. but I want to, and you're just like
you took
living
a
through
trip
somebody else.
On memory lane. Wait, no, that's not
but
right.
somebody else's
it's
memory.
completely wrong.
Someone else's memory.
But
lane.
yeah, so a lot of people GoPro it, and there's a lot of extreme sports riders that GoPro riding. I don't watch that kind of GoPro stuff, but it's basically, remember what was the second shitty? Well, to me the second shittiest one in the ABCs of Death was the guy surfing. And he drowns.
That was awful.
That was like GoProing on a surfboard.
I didn't remember that one. I thought you were talking about the miscarriage.
I remember it because it was so awful.
Miscarriage was the worst. The surfing was the second worst to me.
You know what it was? G for gravity. I
there you go. You
forever.
So anyway, yeah. So this guy is basically GoProing. He has a camera on his bicycle on the handlebars, facing at him, and then a camera facing outward. And I gotta say, he gets a call from his girlfriend. I forget her name was Andy or some shit like that.
I know.
And I gotta say, I got a little twinge of sadness in this one. It was maybe a little sad.
At the very end, yeah.
Maybe a little sad. And he's riding his bicycle. He runs into this woman who got attacked in the woods. And what happens, guys?
There's a zombie. There's a girl, and she's consigned. Her boyfriend. Someone's after her, maybe. And the guy says, "Okay."
She wanted a little nosh.
Consigned? Is that a thing? That just happened? Oh no.
She wasn't very good. She wasn't one of the chosen people.
She was having some sort of issue, and he says, "Hey, I help you."
She started kvetching. She wanted a little
nosh off
of him.
I should be used to this by now. I was just in Long Island, but I'm still.
Yeah,
what a
racist
racist
I didn't
term.
See you. That's kind
yep,
of
I knew it. She told me ahead of time. She's like, "Please don't tell Danny I'm here." I was like, "Fuck, that's fucked up, bro." Anyway, so go ahead. She starts vomiting black, I guess, bile out of her body, and then.
And then she becomes a zombie.
No, asshole. He sees other people coming towards him.
Oh, right.
All right, guys. Fabulous. So he turns into a zombie. They have that whole thing. I think they kept it a smidge too long with him dying. Because it's all POV. But whatever, it works.
Just zombie POV, like, straight away, pretty much.
I like this vomit noises. Remind me of 28 Days Later.
Yeah, it was very, very much so. They were taken from that. And so he turns into a zombie, and he gets followed by a couple finds him. And the girl actually calls the cops, so that's
he bites the shit out of him.
Bites out of. I didn't see him bite the girl, so it was funny to see her come back. I don't think he bit her. I think she got bitten by the other guys, right?
Boyfriend bites her.
It was an instant zombie conversion, though.
So she comes back, and then he starts eating the guts of the boyfriend, and then she has the most adorable. It's a zombie, but it's so adorable the way her bike helmet slides down her head, so she kind of like a sailor. She's so cute. And they all turn into zombies, and they start hearing this these people like having a good time. So they stumble upon
zombies don't like fun time.
A child's birthday time. Yeah, they're the party crashers. They're trying to have their own fun. They just have like a different style of fun. You just fuck up somebody else's day. Anyway, so they stumble upon this birthday party, and I thought it would be a lot of massacres, but it happens a second after. But I guess they didn't want to
style of fun.
They didn't really want to show kids dying in this version, which wasn't really ballsy, I guess. And people start freaking
surprising, considering who did.
Yeah, what this film is. Well, maybe he just didn't want to do it. The director himself. I'm sure everybody else was fine with it because kids died in the other ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it leads to the zombie himself, getting attacked, getting shot. It's pretty cool. What it reminded me of, which was always superior, was Ben Wheatley's U is for Undead from ABCs of Death.
Yeah, exactly.
Which it's the POV of the vampire creature getting attacked, which is fucking amazing. They did in 2 minutes. They did in 3 minutes what this film took about like 15 minutes or so to do. Although I still like this one as well, but I think
he's pretty good effects.
It was kind of like cute and funny.
Yeah, it was funny in a way. It was gory and it was good.
U is for Undead was more serious and sort of like really intense.
You thought it was? Yeah, I thought it was. U is for Undead was very campy and very much like Hammer horror kind of.
It was fun,
over the top.
It was more.
Yeah, but it was very much more serious than this,
never
right?
Heard that term.
This one was more kind of like silly and having fun with
Hammer films are these British kind of films, British horror films. Like they did a lot of the Frankenstein. They did it with Christopher Lee and stuff. I never saw those films. The only Hammer film I saw was the remake of Let Me In. That was a Hammer remake. But it was way more modern. Yeah, that was a fucking great movie. That's underrated, I think. Let Me In was underrated.
I liked it a lot. I couldn't believe I never seen it. It was good.
So it's basically a whole zombie melee attack, and he gets shot and gets stabbed in the eye with a fork. Was it like a burger fork kind of thing? Or for the grill, a grill fork. And then at the end, he gets a call back from his girlfriend, and he his humanity seeps in a little bit.
He grabs a teddy bear.
Yeah, and then he gets hit by a car for it and gets run over.
And he gets a call from his girlfriend.
Yeah, so he gets. I think Thea wasn't
Maybe
listening.
he got a craving for bears.
It was cute.
I just said it 3 seconds ago. So Thea was like, man, Alex is such a.
I wasn't
who cares
paying
about what he said?
attention to
Exactly.
you.
So he gets the call back, and then he realizes he gets a
wanted
shot.
to.
He gets a shotgun. That was one guy who gets killed, and he blows his brains out. Because it's very sad. I felt very sad at the end. I mean,
Yeah.
couldn't get attached to the guy, but still, I was like, it kind of sucks.
I've seen a lot of zombie stuff, and unless it's done very well, I tend to get bored. And I was a little bored by this, I have to say.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, a little bit. It was
I
good.
liked it.
It was good. I like the effects and stuff, but I don't know. It's hard to do new stuff with zombies. It's hard.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think that's why I liked it, that it went different. There was a video game that came out for, I think, the PS3 where you play the zombie and all you do is walk around eating people. And
That's
it looked
fun.
cool. And you
they're
get
shooting at you, and you feel like dodging.
Right, and it's like it takes place in the 50s, so it's not like crazy with people with giant guns going after you. So it's more believable that you can attack these people and get away with it, and then you get to control the zombies and hordes, and it's like GTA but with a zombie.
Fun. That's like Pikmin with zombies.
It's something the zombie. It's a guy's name, but yeah, I like that aspect of it. But you thought it was still a little bit redundant on the genre, huh?
For me, it's just I don't know. I'm just. How many times have I seen zombies? You know, it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah, no, fair enough.
I
something
liked it because it was zombie POV.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
I mean,
that
I've
was
never
Don't see much of that.
I've never seen that before. I mean,
Yeah,
the only other
I haven't.
the only monster POV besides you for the undead is when you watch a slasher film and the camera splits for like 3 seconds
Yeah,
doing
like
the POV of the
Maniac or
killer.
something.
Or Black Christmas, which was a fucking amazing.
Yeah.
That's an underrated horror film right there. Black Christmas, the original one. Would you say Black Maniac? That's racism. So,
did.
what is your rating on this one, guys?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give this one a 7.
I will as well give it a 7 out of 10. And you, Danny?
I'm sorry.
That's fine.
I am a famous supermodel.
What?
I am a
Wait,
famous
what?
supermodel.
Okay.
Is my name.
What's your supermodel name?
Sydney Crawford.
Cindy Crawford.
Sure,
Oh,
thank you.
God, did I have a
I'm
crush
gonna
on Cindy
give this
Crawford?
a
she's so hot.
a 6. Out
That's
of,
not so bad.
No, that's not bad.
oh, I know.
He's gonna
I
give it a
didn't
worse
say- I didn't say it
rating.
was terrible.
Oh,
I
okay.
said it was 6 out of 10.
Okay.
Excellent. Goes back to
I never
the.
said it was like the worst thing I've ever seen.
You're like,
You sounded you were apologizing before you even gave
Well,
your
'cause
Guys, you're like, guys,
You guys
I'm
sound
sorry what I'm
like-
about to do. It's one
you
point
guys
less.
are so into it, I feel guilty that
Oh,
I'm
please,
not.
who cares? So anyway, it goes back to the tape 49, and then we're seeing the whatever the guy's ghost running around behind them, or it's not a ghost, it's a guy who gives you a flying fuck. And anyway, next film to me, which is the shining crowning achievement of this film.
Who gives this flying fuck?
Huh?
Yeah, fucking Safe Haven. This was the best.
Thea, what's the name of this one? And directed by
Safe Haven.
Safe Haven, and it's directed by.
The guy that in ABCs of Death made the Libido.
Oh, he did that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Gareth Evans.
Gareth
and
Evans.
Tito-
Yeah, Gareth.
Didn't you notice that the cult leader is the weird creepy
Oh,
guy
yeah,
that's
right.
masturbating?
It is.
Gareth Evans is a white guy that lives in Indonesia, I guess. He does.
Gareth Evans did like The Raid, which
Yes,
I've heard of.
I saw
but
The
haven't
Raid.
seen it.
I actually, I visited. I went to go see it with my dad recently, and we were watching it, and it was fucking awesome. That movie's
Was it
really
good?
good. It's really
I've
fun.
heard it was good.
It's fun with just action. I mean, but it's not an action where it's like.
But it's not Gareth Evans that did the ABCs. It's Timo.
Oh.
No, they both did. They both did.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But
Oh, okay.
The
Together?
Raid.
Like they both made
Yeah,
Libido.
it was like a team.
It was weird because
okay, they're a great team. Jesus.
Yeah.
The Raid Redemption came out a while back, and it there was a film that came out that was kind of similar with this idea of a person going up this level of a building and getting attacked at all fronts, and it's kind of like Game of Death, which is a Bruce Lee film. And anyway, so there was another film that came out, Dread, starring Carl Urban, who played Dr. McCoy from
It's
the new
about
Star Trek.
dreadlocks.
Yes, it's Dread. Like he was like pon the river, pon the rocks.
Yeah.
And that was a fucking awesome movie, and they compared it to a lot, but neither movies really made that much money. But Dread is not getting a sequel, which I fucking like that movie a lot. If you like John Carpenter kind of films, Dread was really good. The remake,
I'll
the
check
reboot.
it out.
And
Yeah, me too.
and so I saw the Raid Redemption, which kind of had the similar kind of storyline, but they were actually made about similar times. so they really ripped off each other. And the Raid Redemption was fucking good because it's like brutal action. Like there's it's not just like karate
like
or people
Demons
just
2.
Well, no, we should see Demons 2. But anyway, it's about these cops that are doing a raid at this drug lord's complex. And there's just one scene where it's just so brutal that this one guy a bad guy is reaching out from a hole in the ceiling, and the hero kind of just puts him in a bear hug and runs forward and throws him out the window, so he has no point to ever touch the floor. It's like that kind of brutality. People get stabbed left and right, but it's a fucking amazing action film. He also directed this movie. Gareth Evans did this movie called Merantau, which is all Indonesian films. So it's so weird to see this white guy directing Indonesian films, but then you realize, oh, there's all these, the world. There's people living in different countries. And his eye for the action and storytelling, as well as his co-director on this, really seeps through. So you want to set up the story, Thea?
Yeah, sure. Safe Haven is basically about a group of investigators that go into a compound that promises, like, life beyond and beyond the present existence.
It's
and like a paradise.
It's very much an Indonesian take on, who's the guy, the cult who drank all the Kool-Aid and died?
On Jonestown.
Jonestown, right. Jonestown's Massacre. So,
but it's Jonestown, but like demonic cult almost. But you don't know that till later.
Yeah, so this interview crew, it's this director, his sound guy, his his girlfriend, and his best friend, who's I guess a producer there. They go and they.
Is there only 4 of them?
Yes.
Okay.
And the 4 of them are visiting this cult leader. He's not a cult leader, but they're not saying it's a cult leader, but obviously it's a cult leader. They're trying to convince this guy. They're trying to convince this guy that they're going to do an...
He is a religious leader, guys. Have some respect for different cultures.
They're trying to do an unbiased, and I'm doing the finger quotes, a documentary on his group. So they get the okay. The guy wasn't going to give them the okay, the religious leader, until he saw her hand touch the director's hand, and obviously he saw there was something going on there.
For some reason. Oh, yeah.
He was, oh, yeah. Bitches get wet.
Okay, you can interview me.
If you're doing it, that's alright.
I thought you guys were going to do a horrible Asian accent, and you did an accent. I don't even know what the fuck you did. So they go to the house, and already it's creepy. There's women that greet them. One is like a 12-year-old girl, and
you did the midget that goes, the plane boss.
The plane. He shot himself. Can you imagine how big that gun must have been to him? So they go to this place, and there's already a hint of this religious leader is sleeping with these young girls, because he's saying, she's like, I was whatever, like, but then he helped me, and they cut him off. So they go in, and it's all creepy. They give the girlfriend, the fiance of the director, a little straw man around her neck, and then she's like, fuck this. She throws it out. I just
thought of the backstory. That's what happens. That guy wins that masturbation thing in libido, and his prize is he gets his own cult. Nice. And he goes on and he does the greatest work ever.
So they're going around this little labyrinth it's a very big complex, and already it's very seedy and creepy. It has that feeling of, to me, how Hostel was. You know how like but that's us watching it. I'm sure in Indonesia like, that's the same place as my house. They're like that. That was a German accent. And
that was beautiful.
That kind of xenophobic air where these people all are from Indonesia, I assume, even the white guy. And they're there visiting, and there's like kids getting taught lessons. There's somebody with a guitar. There's these guys walking around, and it's basically setting up what I wish more cult horror films would do. Because when you watch the only other cult horror film I saw was obviously Kill List. Did you ever watch that, Thea?
Yes.
I love that movie, and I love how I like when cult films go bonkers. Where there's like, oh shit, we got to get out of here. That kind of aspect of it. That's kind of how I wish. What was the other fucking cult movie that I wish had happened? Who cares? But anyway, this movie kind of sets it up where like you already know on the set that it's like, what did you think about Thea?
This movie, this part of it?
Yeah, just like what kind of grabbed you from the story?
Well, I think they did it. They set it up very quickly, and they got right into the compound, and they showed you how fucked up it is, and I loved the interview style. Mm-hmm. Because as much as I like the actual, like, the POV of the first 2 segments is fun, but it gets kind of annoying after a while. Like, I like to see it switched up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I liked that they used the difference of, like, actual interview style and investigation style instead of just, oh, there's a camera in my button.
Getting car sick.
Yeah, I mean, people get seriously limited by the POV kind of shot, so they did it really well with this. It didn't
to
really.
me, that actor, that cult leader guy,
he was amazing. He was awesome.
It didn't unnaturally creepy.
What they did with this, with the POV part, is that it didn't feel like a POV film because there was something going on in every shot, except for the ending when the guy's running away. But there's this whole little subplot, and they did it really well when they run out of batteries. And the guy's fiance gets sick, so she runs off, and I was like, "Oh, she's pregnant."
Yeah.
But then when
there's plot, there's motivation all the way through for every shot.
So then when you find out that she's pregnant by his fucking best friend, you're like, "Oh, this hoe is dirty!" And you're like, "Where's Jeremy Kyle snapping my fingers?"
Where's Maury up in this shit?
She was hot, yo.
Maury.
I was on the Maury show a couple of episodes. That shit was fucking awesome. There's a screen cap of me. I'm clapping, and the bottom right, the name.
Maury?
Yeah.
Why don't I have this?
You and I are friends. No, you and I are friends on Facebook, so you can probably see it. If you look through my Facebook, you'll see there's a photo of me clapping, and I'm smiling, and I'm all happy. And the bottom right, the caption is "World's Worst Natural Disasters" or something caught on tape. So it's like I look like a inhuman scumbag, which is true. So anyway, the girl, the fiance is fucking hot. You know, she reminds me of the girl from the Golden Child, Eddie Murphy movie. Thea, you would love that movie. I don't even know what that is.
That's
it's
an
Eddie.
Fun movie.
It's a fucking.
It's an Eddie Murphy movie, so I haven't seen it.
Oh,
no, I'm telling you, it's not a comedy.
Well, listen, get over your racism, Thea. And there are some black people in Canada. I mean, come on. So anyway,
not many.
Not very many.
So
yeah.
No, but seriously, do you watch Game of Thrones, Thea?
I will not believe it.
Thea, do you watch Game of Thrones?
Yes.
It has a very young. Oh God, who's the head of the? Tywin Lannister is the bad guy in the movie.
Don't give nothing away about.
I'm not saying nothing. I'm saying Tywin Lannister's in the movie. You cocksucker. And he's fucking awesome, and Eddie Murphy's awesome, and his girlfriend is hot in the movie. Anyway, the girlfriend in this movie looks like a prime version of who's the girl from Wayne's World, the Asian girlfriend, Tia Carrere.
That's Selma Hayek.
Tia Carrere.
Okay.
Motherfucker picked like a Mexican actress over some Asian chick. Anyway, so I guess you don't see in colors, Danny. Anyway, so this hot ass fiance was banging his best friend, and she got pregnant, and she's like, "I think I owe it to him." And the guy's like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Oh, this fucking bastards, all of them." And the director's this guy who couldn't get it up for his girlfriend. It leads you to that, oh my God, that Spanish melodrama.
They're all humans. Everyone has their issues.
Everyone has urges that they cannot control. So we're led to the second. While the director walks away, the sound guy is sitting there with crazy religious leader, and the religious leader decides to
pull out a fucking knife.
Box cutter.
Box cutter.
Yep, he just has it stashed.
If he was on an airplane, he would get in serious trouble for that.
That reminds
me. That's why he's so secluded, because he wants his box cutter with him at all times.
That reminds me of the episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm. Nah, I can't even make the joke. But anyway, so the leader says basically he's basically doing the Jonestown Massacre. He's telling everybody in the house to drink this Kool-Aid, I guess, which is laced with. I forget what they died in Jonestown of. They put
drink
something
those
in the drinks.
Bullets out of
I don't know what they put in Jonestown.
So maybe I think it was cyanide that they put in the drinks. But so yeah, everybody starts killing themselves and shit starts going bonkers. And these women start kidnapping the pregnant girl after the best friend who had slept with the wife got pregnant. Oh, the fiance got pregnant. He walked off because he was pissed off about it. He finds some woman who's split in half because I guess they were trying to deliver some baby from her and it went wrong. But that part was like really melodramatic because he had both hands twitching trying to take the rag off. I'm like, just fucking throw the thing off her face and run out of there. He had to like really drag it out, I guess, because it's a horror film. It's like these characters are aware they're in a horror film. And what happens
Aren't they always?
Yeah, it's true. What's the berserk thing that happens after he finds a split in half lady?
Oh, this is my favorite part. This giant fucking like monster.
No, that happened before that. That happens way after that.
Oh, well, that's the part that I.
Well, that's your favorite. Yeah, I believe I understand. But Thea, what happens after what shit starts hitting the fan?
You mean when Buddy finds
when they put the rifle up to the director's head, which was very upsetting to me because I wish the director had actually had lived up to the end. But go ahead.
Yeah, I kind of was upset. I was like, he's got to make it out of.
You know, it is because you're like he's the one that got wronged morally in the film,
Yeah.
But then you're like, oh,
well,
I guess not.
And he got no redemption for it.
No, not at all. And he was even trying to tell his friend to get out of there, even though his friend had fucked his girlfriend.
He's like, save yourself, it's fine.
And that was pretty cool too, the way they did it too, because like he was getting a battery.
You that number one, your girlfriends will cheat on you. Number two, don't try to be a good person because you'll never ever get anything.
And
your girlfriends will still cheat on you.
And he just took the shotgun blast to the head.
My kids these lessons.
He just took the shotgun blast to his head. You know what I mean? Maybe he was resigned. Maybe he was resigned to the fact that his fiance didn't love him.
Telling him to be patient to get shot.
Yeah, like, right.
My God, it's so amazing.
And I don't know what it was. Maybe they knew that the guy, the best friend, was the father, so they didn't kill him on purpose. And so they knew the girl was pregnant. I don't know how. And then they kind of just left him alone. Although he was getting chased, they kind of left him alone because I guess he was the father of this baby. And they take the fiance, and the cult leader like bursts into guts and shit. I mean, it's fucking insane. It really is what you want to see in a doomsday. I forgot we haven't.
Great.
What we haven't seen is Lords of Salem, which is we should do. I
still haven't seen that either.
Yeah, we should. No. All three of us should do that because that is like a cult. I assume that's a cult film too with witches. So I want to see bonkers shit in there too. I love when cults go nuts in movies. So anyway, it leads to this chase with this asshole best friend running around, and you're like, why didn't they just kill this guy first? I think the sound guy died a little bit too easy, but whatever.
And what'd you think? Always get shit on.
What'd you think? That's true. What'd you think about the Beast, Danny? You loved it, right?
Oh God, I just love it. I just want to hug it. You know what? The whole time I'm thinking as I'm watching this, like somebody needs to give this director, or I guess the team, like fucking $10 million and a real feature film contract, and just
watch The Raid. He's making The Raid Part 2 right now, so I'm happy with that. He's very good.
I will watch it if it's anything.
Yeah,
it's a good. This.
No, well, it's not horror wise, but it's fucking awesome. But anyway, yeah.
You know what? Is it about roaches? Raid?
They go raid and they explode.
Jesus.
But
you like my joke, Thea?
No.
But yeah, the creature has a chase scene with him, and then we realize the creature, the whole punchline is the creature goes Papa, and that's his daddy. I don't know whether he kills him. And he does the mucus from the nose thing, which rivals Blair Witch Project.
Yeah, it really does, doesn't it?
That was a booger.
It rivals Blair Witch.
It rivals Blair Witch for that booger scene in Scary Movie 1 with the booger scene. But what'd you guys think of this one?
Boogerific. I'm gonna give it 10 out of 10.
Me too. I think it's. Go ahead.
It was solid. It was the best piece of the whole thing, and it was well done in a short amount of time, and great.
10 out of 10. It had a motive, it had a plot, it had a subplot in it.
It gets a little chaotic at points, but it's good.
In the best ways.
It severs itself from being POV completely because there's so much shit going on the screen. At the end, it's more POV, but it sets it up.
They split it up.
They do split it up enough that they have the closed circuit television cameras up there.
It gets a little House of Horror-y feeling at one point, as in like you're running through a haunted house and things are popping out at you, but it's just like funny and fun. It's a big step up, and it's better, but comparatively to me, it's the haunted house version of the first one. Do you know what I mean? Where it's like fun. So that's good. To me, 10. I guess three of us say it's 10 out of 10. It's the solid one. It's the one that you're like, whoa, and it's the longest one too. Which leads us to the final film, which is directed by Jason Eisner, who did Hobo with a Shotgun, and he also did Turk. And Young Wise for Young Buck, and Young Buck. I said Young
Turks. You watch that YouTube channel?
Isn't that That's like
a YouTube channel.
Song.
Oh, really?
Is it?
I think it is.
So let's get into this one. What did you guys? Somebody set it up because I wasn't really like that crazy about this one. Go ahead.
Well, the title is literally like a synopsis. It's just it's two slumber parties really that are going on at once. A bunch of teens and a bunch of like preteens and less than teens that are sleeping all in one house and are targeted by an alien abduction, basically.
Yeah, and what's funny is I liked the first 3 minutes of this, and then I was kind of out. I tapped out a little bit. I was like, eh.
Yeah, it was fun. It was kids like playing pranks on their siblings.
It had the feeling of an 80s kind of Goonies, the first 3 minutes where the kids
are
fucking
gate,
around.
Actually.
Yeah, that kind of
a little bit, yeah.
So it was more about kids having fun and being dicks to each other. That was from the asshole boyfriends, like from the gate kind of thing with the girl with the sister. But then once the aliens showed up, I wasn't into it.
You know what?
Yeah.
What captivated me all the way through was the tank dog cam.
Yeah, right. Tank.
I was as soon as they did that, I was like, I'm all right with the rest of this.
What kind of dog was he? Was he
I don't know.
Not
I don't
a chow, right?
but it was adorable.
It's a cute little doggy, and
he looked like a little terrier thing. I felt so bad. At
Oh,
the end.
me too. I was like, what the fuck, man?
You didn't care about anybody else,
No.
but you were like, oh my god, the dog.
Like,
I
wanted
those
the
people could have been skinned alive for all
I know.
I mean, I
But I was
wanted
like, please save it.
I wanted the kids to get away from it, but the doggy, come on, leave the doggy alone. He's a dog. But for me, I just didn't feel it as much. Like, I was like, all right. It wasn't
I like
good.
the noise that it made when.
Yeah, but I think it was like heavily relying on that to be the scary sound. Like once you hear it, you're like, oh shit. But for me, I was like,
I'm not into that type of alien. They're taking like the
gray
sound
kind of
version and stuff like that. You know.
Yeah.
The gray typical.
I still enjoyed it, and honestly, I did not. And maybe it was because I didn't expect to enjoy it because I don't like any of Jason Eisner's other things.
You don't like Hobo?
Right.
No.
Did you watch it, Danny?
Yeah, I've seen it like 2 times.
I liked it. It was so fun.
I don't know what it was. I just wasn't a big fan.
Yeah, he has this very like 80s slant, but for this one, it just didn't. It kind of felt like they were just fucking around. You know what I mean? But
I didn't mind this as much as other things.
So what do you? So what would you give it?
I'd say it's the second weakest. Third weakest.
Yeah,
excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think obviously this one and I think the zombie one is the second best of the thing. But maybe it's
better than Clinical Trials, but
would you think it's better than Tape 49?
Safe Haven. I don't know.
I like Tape 49 more than this,
is
actually.
Very subtle and sort of in the background as it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I like Tape 49 more than this one, so I would say it's second to last.
That's the wraparound?
Yeah, so I I would probably give this a 5 out of 10.
Okay.
5.5.
Mm-hmm.
5.5 out of 10.
Danny?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I do not like that last shot.
I would say maybe like a 4 even.
Maybe you're right. I do like that shot of the kid getting sucked up into the whatever that is, the beam at the end, but I didn't like the dog.
Yeah, like I feel like technically it was better than Phase 1 or Tape 49.
Okay.
Phase 1.
I felt so bad for the doggy. The doggy was sad when he died. Sad. I'm not like
Aren't we all sad when he's dead?
I'm not like an animal weirdo, but you're like, oh, you know what I mean? But anyway, so yeah, I give it a 5, and Thea gives it a 5.5, and Danny?
I think I give it a 4.
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad. I don't like it.
Which leads us to the finale. Leads us to the finale of Tape 49, which was so funny. It spoiled. I got it spoiled on Of Demonic Origins Tumblr. So I was like, wait a minute, this guy blows his face off, and
I didn't even quite understand.
The girl got a nosebleed, and then she saw a videotape of the guy sees a videotape of the main kid. Dead. She shot herself in the head.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I thought it was pretty cool, the effect of him blowing his jaw off. That was pretty neat. Although I didn't think that kind of gun fucking blows your jaw off. I think it would be a shotgun. You know? I think
any fucking gun that close would.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, at the right angle, but like I don't know. It was weird.
So yeah, then everybody dies at the end of that. He does a stupid shit.
Number 8 does a right through her cheek.
I like the sound of... Huh?
Nothing.
I like the sound effect of her doing the spider walk upside down.
Yeah.
It reminded me of this shitty movie that I saw called The Poughkeepsie Tapes, where this guy is the...
I still haven't watched those, and I don't want to.
Yeah, it's so... They try to be scary, and it's like the ultimate hipster guy trying to be scary. It's a guy with this big full beard and hair and plaid shirt. And then he does the scene where he's walking upside. He's doing the spider walk with a mask upside down. It's a fucking stupid movie.
As soon as people have too much facial hair, I just get them all confused.
Then you're like waiting to hear him say like.
I'm like, they're all the same.
Woolly Willies.
Start like quoting fucking Mr. Show.
I started watching Mad Men this season, and all of them had facial hair, and I was completely lost.
Yeah, I only know there's one. I only seen one guy with facial hair. I don't watch the show, but I should.
What do you think of that redhead girl in that show? I've never seen the show, but
that
I know
redhead girl.
Like, yeah.
You mean the foxiest lady ever?
Oh,
yes.
Christina Hendricks.
Christina Hendricks.
Oh my god, there's a clip on YouTube. It was the first thing on YouTube where I was like, holy fuck. She plays like this.
Not even in the boobs.
She's in the. They have a clip on YouTube where she's
I'm
like
not
this.
even into boobs.
She's playing this bride, and then she bones the limo driver, and I had the boners coming out of my ears.
She was on. I don't know if you've ever seen Firefly, but she was on Firefly.
Yeah, she was like, they called her Titties McGee in that one.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
yeah.
She's so fucking hot, man. Oh my god. You know who she's married to, right? You ever seen Super Troopers?
I don't want to know if she's married.
You know Super Troopers, Danny?
Who?
You guys ever seen Super Troopers?
Yes.
A long time ago.
You know the guy who's the really goofy, weird-looking guy who does the drugs with the big eyes? He kind of looks like the weirdest-looking guy in Super Troopers at the beginning. You know the 3 teenage kids? That guy.
Yeah.
She's married to that guy with the greasy hair.
He's the one that eats all the shrooms.
He's probably got a big Ethiopian schlong. That's probably why she's boning. But anyway.
I hope so.
To Christina Hendricks.
Oh, he totally
so
is. Oh, it's weird.
Yeah, he's... Oh, I was supposed to bring up a joke about Michael Douglas and eating vagina, but I forgot it in our last episode. Anyway, so... the face.
I'm good, thanks.
No, I'm fine with it. I love doing it too. But, you know, Michael Douglas paid the wrong game.
I think it's a great thing.
I can't believe he's married to him.
Who? Oh, yeah, right?
It's actually my favorite thing.
I'm telling you, I think that guy has a huge donger or something. She's like all around John Hamm and all that shit. I'd be like, bitch, you better sit on this.
Why do they call it ham?
Because he's got a big ham cock in his pants.
Because his name is John Hamm.
Yeah, but do you want to think of ham as a penis?
So anyway, what did you guys think of Tape 49 as a whole? I'd give it a 6 out of 10.
Tape 49 or VHS?
No, Tape 49. We didn't rate Tape 49 yet. So I'll give it a 6 out of 10.
I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10.
Thea?
It was kind of stupid.
I'm going to give it a 7 because it was a lot more successful than the first time.
Yes, very much so. And
it does what it's supposed to do.
It's a neater wraparound, but then in the long run you realize it doesn't need it because when you think of ABCs of Death and how they didn't need any of that bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like it's very subtle and it's in the background. That's what it's supposed to be.
It's a very Penn and Teller. There's a movie called Penn and Teller Get Killed where these guys they shoot themselves and then everybody who walks into the room kills themselves. So I guess it's kind of like a chain link, like The Ring. People watch these tapes
douche bros.
Douche bros. The
lack
of douche
in
bros.
comparison to the other movie, this franchise is way better.
The lack of douche bros helps. So what would you guys give the film as a whole as VHS 2?
Who first?
Go ahead.
Thea?
I'll give him an 8. 8 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
8 out of 10? Okay. I'm going to give it a... as a whole, the only saving grace is really that safe haven. I'm going to give it like a 7 and then plus a 0.2 because of that cool end credits song. 7.2 out of 10. Giant booger string hanging out of your nose as a giant goat demon is right above your head. That is your son.
I agree. I also give it a 7.5 out of 10 because for safe haven is amazing. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Super indie titties. So wait, Thea, did you give it a stupid thing after the 10 out of 6 out of 10?
What?
Are you calling our craft stupid?
I'm sure everybody else does. What would you give it? You were saying what? It was a 5 or a 6 out of 10 or 7 out of 10?
7.
Thing? I said it was an 8.
Oh, 8 out of 10 what?
8 out of 10,
You can say Christina Hendricks if you want.
Oh, Christina Hendricks.
Oh,
no,
man.
that's not. It's too easy.
She probably tastes like
8 out of 10.
Velvet cake, strawberry velvet.
Goat head demons coming out of a fucking stomach.
Aha, Danny. Anyway,
hey,
so
got mine.
compared to the first one, what do you think? Which one do you think is stronger film? I think the first film is actually stronger, but.
Really?
No. I mean, stories.
There were some good ones in the first one.
They had the haunted house. They had the evil succubi girl on the and what was the other? I'll say the haunted house again. Remember the other two stories are stupid.
Well, there was the ending one was kind of cool.
The haunted house, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to think what else there was. I can't remember.
But the cult one is the tightest one out of all of them. So that's what gives this the edge over the first one. But the first one, I think, comparatively,
I still
had some
think
good
the second
movies.
one was stronger as a whole.
I think it's because of the safe haven, though. But I do like.
Okay, you know what? Actually, the first one, the stories were cooler for the most part. That fucking the couple with the lesbian was a little creepy. The that fucking first one was awesome with the demon vampire girl and.
No, we won't think about the Predator one.
Do you remember Tuesday the 17th?
That was the worst.
That thing was awful.
That's what brings the
Which one was
brings
that?
the rating down. Don't even think about it. It's so bad.
The invisible people one.
Yeah. No.
You're gonna die tonight.
Well, I guess it kind of was. Yeah, it was like the friends that were out in the woods and
they're like predators.
Yeah,
but Safe Haven in this one is probably the strong. It's so strong that you're like, okay, this is it.
And I like the Skype one a little.
But I liked A Ride in the Park, and I liked Alien Abduction Slumber Party too. Like I liked the other things.
Were there more stories in the first one compared to this one?
I liked everything better than the first one.
Okay, fair enough. So, what would you guys give the whole film?
We did.
Did we do it? Oh God, I'm drunk. So with that, Danny, what's the final word?
Schizophrenic disorder.
Lovely.